Alright guys, welcome back to the wonderful world of Game Dev Tycoon. I believe this is episode 7 now we're on. And let's jump straight back in there after last week's amazing efforts. We've upgraded our office and Jimmy Johnson now thinks he can waste as much water as he wants in the world. So he has his cups of tea or coffees everywhere and bottles of water just laying around. Isn't very good, is it now? So we're jumping straight back in. Oh yeah, we hired Nancy Glover. Yeah, I forgot about that. So there's a little bit of inter-office relationships maybe going on there. Who knows? We could potentially fill another position. We've got the money to do it, so we can find a publishing deal. We can develop a new game. I'm not too sure what find a publishing deal means, so let's try that first of all. So using a publisher is a great way to get your games in the front line of audience, blah 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 blah. Once your fan base is big enough, you can self-publish your larger games without the need of a publisher. For minimum games, you should aim to have at least 100,000 fans before you publish them yourself. So we've only got 7,000 fans, so cool, we've got a long way to go to that. To use the publisher, you will need to sign a contract. The contract will dedicate what game you will need to create, pay attention to in detail. More importantly, the minimum score that the contract detects. If the game you release does not meet the minimum score, you will have to pay a penalty. Okay, so we're developing a game that the publisher wants rather than the game that we want. So that might be quite fun. It's also important to pay attention to royalty rates. The higher the rate, the more money you will make from the contract. So we've got 3 here. So we've got any topic but an action game for the gameling. We haven't got a license for this, so there's no point in us trying to build for that. And we haven't reached school yet, so we haven't unlocked school, so I don't think that's worth doing. Let's accept the contract for the gaming, shall we? So we're gonna make a medium game and we're gonna aim at a young audience. I can't, you know what, let's go back. Let's not do that. I don't know why. I don't think I've unlocked some of the stuff. So let's try it again. We don't want to do contracts. Well, I'm all over the place here this morning. So the Vienna announced they will be releasing a new gaming console. Let's say you got Mega Drive. The Vienna Oasis comes with 16-bit graphics. Blah blah blah. Vienna said at the announcement, the Oasis, the new start. It will be the genesis of new generation of gaming consoles, and it believes it will do very well in the market. Some of the games already announced for the console suggest it will appeal more to mature audiences. I don't want to fight Nancy, she's brilliant. So let's go back to the publishing deal. So any topic, but it needs to be action, right? Cool, that's what I wanted to check. So yes, they've already pre-selected action. That's fine. We want to do an action. A Wild West, medieval, or military would work well on. Let's do a medieval, and it has to be for the gameling. We're going to use the pipe up engine. We really need to develop a new engine actually, because that one is pure. Back. We're doing it again. Nearly forgetting the game title. So this is going to be a medieval axe of what could the axe be? The axe of stone. So it's got a stone axe going around. It probably gets destroyed everywhere it goes anyway. So let's make that game. And we're going to use our 2D graphics version 2. We probably need to start upgrading something. We need to do some more research. We really need the more research points to start getting there. So away this game starts getting made. Completed. Can she do some stuff? We don't want to train, generate game report. No, I don't know what Nancy's doing, to be honest. So creating larger games is a significant task and is unlike in small games, one person cannot effectively be responsible for every aspect of the game. To create a good game and make the best use of your team, you will have to assign which members of your team different areas. So me and Nancy are going to obviously split this game between us. Pick team members whose skills match the areas to get the best results. So Nancy's obviously massively techie. When you assign your team members responsibilities, you will see their workload. Try not to overload them too much. Cool, that's fine. So, development stage 1. Is this where we choose who does this? So we can assign different tasks. So we want we want our gameplay to be Jimmy Johnson. Oh Christ! So we can see here. We can Jimmy Johnson massively on the gameplay. We're not going to focus too much on the engine. We're going to focus a bit on stories and quests. And I actually might get Nancy to do the gameplay. Should we get Jimmy Johnson to do the gameplay? Well, let's get Nancy to do it. That's okay. We have to fill all out. So we'll get Jimmy Johnson on the engine. And probably there we go. 50-50. Fair enough. Let's start working away. So here, Nancy obviously gets tired and has to have a holiday at the end of it, whereas Jimmy Johnson just works away, plugging away. And in comes in the research. We need to get more. So this will help us build up our research points more. Now we've got 2 people working. So the 50% of the game each. Level design, artificial intelligence. So we want to probably bring down artificial intelligence and level design quite a lot. Dialogues we're not too fussed about. So let's get Jimmy Johnson doing. Let's get him done. He's already done quite a lot. Can we? 95%. Nancy. Oh, now Nancy's like overworked. Christ, they're both overworked. Oh, there we go. Both at 100%. We still got another stage to go. We probably need to hire someone else. So we're both going to get really tired here and produce a poor game. But a lot more bugs are coming in since we can see we've got 4 bugs, 5 bugs. But the research point's building up, which is good. So graphics and sound is going to have to be down a significant drop, and our world design probably want to go up. So Nancy world design, Jimmy Johnson is on the other 2. Can we bring him down a bit? They both worked through that. We need to hire one more person really to make this a successful team. So after this game, they both work really hard. We might send Nancy on holiday and hire someone else. News. So our Vienna's now out. Thank you. Alright, game's off the market. Score a goal, you nut. So it didn't do so well. Didn't make that much money. Only about 130,000 compared to the one last time where we made over $1 million. Let's fill this position. Yeah, we know we can hire, so that's fine. So our budget we want to spend to get. How much can we spend? 2 million. Let's spend on this person. Let's get someone really good in. Let's spend 300,000. We want to do a show reel. It's because we want someone to add on the design side of things rather than technology this time. Whereas Nancy was massively on the tech, we now want to start pulling a bit more into the design, I think. Giovanni Roberts. So he's level 2, speed 103, research 151, 20k a month. He's sort of split. We want someone maybe a bit more on the design front. Maybe someone like Alexandra. So Alexandra might look at. He's very cheap. He's level 1, and he's nowhere near the levels at design anyway as Giovanni is. So far Giovanni's winning the race. However, William, not very good on the tech. However, he's better on the design than Giovanni, and he is cheaper by £1,000. So we're going to hire William. Welcome to the team, William. Oh, we're a very diverse office. So what can we do with William now? We need to train him up. We need to get him the welcome to the staff pack. So here you go. Learn this, and then you can get on to the next project. So we're just debugging this game before we hit the shelves with it and get a couple more points. Oh, the tech's going up. Let's finish that game and hit the market. So this needs to score 6 on both. So we've got a new record on tech, so that's really Nancy helping us up there. She is the tech queen of Pipeline Games. It was nice to see a few of our areas are now going over to level 4. And William didn't get anything for that. He just joined, he wasn't a part of the company, so that's fair. Let's release the game. New research available. Character progression. So this is where I think we want to do some research. So Nancy, you're going to do some research for us. So you've got game tutorials, better user experience, 2D graphics, version 3, marketing. New topics. Let's do... Nancy can do a better user experience, I think. And Jimmy Johnson here can... Oh, tutorial. If you want to create a hit games and world-class team, then training is important for the best results of your staff regularly. Okay, that's fine. We want to get the best results. There are different types of training options available. Some options are better increased for certain skills than others. Experimenting is the best way to figure out which training options fit your plans. It is useful to have a mix of specialities and all-rounders in your team, but aim to have at least one design specialist, one technology specialist. So that's what we've gone so far. We've got Nancy our tech, and William over here is our design. And so we train. This is for Jimmy Johnson. Let's train him up. He's an all-rounder at the moment. So, but we want to make him a bit better. So everything's 5 points here. We want, which shall we, game dev gems, make me think, game design for pirates, don't repeat yourself, and code incomplete. I think we'll go for the don't repeat yourself. So start your training there. Contract work. Hi again. I heard you've been very successful in the game business and starting to grow your team. I've updated our client list, so if you're looking for some contract work, let me know. Jason there again. Medium-sized contracts have been unlocked. Fair enough. William's still training away. Our game reviews are in for Axe of Stone. We need to get over a 6 here for them to be happy. Falls a bit short. That's not good. We preferably need more 6s. Has its merit? Well, I think we're going to end up paying a penalty fine here because it doesn't look like we're going to meet our standards we were set. We probably worried too much about our guys making it through as least possible rather than concentrating on what areas they can develop best. So that isn't good. So you can see here Jim Johnson's speed is improving with his training, which is good. The game doesn't live up to expectations as per contract. Penalty will be applied to your account. Ugh. So there we go, 150k, there we go. And we're going to do some more research. We've only got 10 research points. So in fact, before we do any, we're going to train Nancy up to do some code stuff. We need her to focus more on the code side of things. She's our tech expert. You can see here, William's taken forever to do his training. Look at him, he's just sitting there. He's not even moving on his keyboard. He's just like a statue, not doing anything. But Jimmy Johnson looks like he's doing very well there. Unless we really want William to finish his training before we can develop a new game. Then we can split everyone out. We could potentially bring in another employee to even the workload, and let's go for gaming demos. So this person, so we might have a mix of everyone here. So we'll get that person in, and we can start. These 3 can be making the next game while we have someone else training up. So we really want someone with a big old mix here, not a level 1, unfortunately. So we've got level 2 here, 23k a month. That would be very cool. So these will be between Mark and Joanne. Joanne's only 185 on design, whereas Mark's 225, but his tech is 173 and 214. So I'm going to go with Mark. I think Mark is just a little bit cheaper actually, or is it a bit more expensive? It's a bit cheap by 2 grand, not a lot, but he's got a better split, so we can keep him sort of as an even. So let's hire him. We've hired someone famous. Mark Torres. Hey, another achievement. So can we make a new game? Can we train him up? Welcome staff, that's free, thank you. And these guys here, develop a new game. That's what we want to do. Let's develop a game for ourselves. Let's develop a small game. Let's pick a topic first. Let's pick a small game. We'll develop a... Shall we go back to our roots of transport simulators? Let's do a transport simulators for medium, mature audience, which is medium. And we're going to do a simulation. We're going to put on the PC, where we know it works well. we want to develop a new engine, but we're going to have to use the Pipe It Up engine at the moment, and this is a transport sim. So what forms of transports out there that we can use this time? I'm thinking we're going to have a plane game. We're just going to call it plane game. Fly planes around. It's a simulator. It does what it says on the tin. So let's make that. We'll do our 2D graphics version 2. We really need to stop building up these research points actually. So we might take a few more contracts out to develop that. So let's start. Let's everyone start getting some points in there. Jimmy Johnson getting the points because he's thinking. Fantastic. Oh, we can split the workload here this time, which is good. So our design front, we really want William on the design front. We really want Nancy on our engine, and we're going to have Jimmy Johnson doing stories and quests because he's got a nice even split. So we're not going to focus too much on stories and quests. A gameplay, however, an engine needs to be top whack because it's a simulator. So away we start going. Mark's still struggling away with his welcome training. So our game's off the market. To be fair, it did really well. So Axe off the market, sold over 1 million copies. It generated over 1 million in sales, so that's good. So that publishing contract worked out well for us. So if we'd got a good publishing contract, we did well. We could make a fair amount of money off that. So we might need to research schools so we can do that school one and then actually make a decent game rather than just sort of budge our way through it. So our media inquiry. Hi, this is Jason Green from Gaming World. I got word that Pipeline Games is working on a new game. Would you be willing to share some information on your current project to do an interview? I agree, I think we would. Jason Green. Many of our readers are curious of what decisions go to making a video game and how companies prioritise development areas. Your new game is a transport simulator game. Can you tell us whether such a game would be usefully received, more focused on level design or on dialogue? So it's going to be on level design, it's not on dialogues because it's a simulator. Thank you very much for your time. In a recent interview with Pipeline Games, we discussed their upcoming transport simulation game, and we asked the company founder, Jimmy Johnson, how different development areas are prioritised. In the interview, Jimmy Johnson said the level design is of particular importance for a game, for such a game, and it seems that other industry professionals agree with this. Every game development project has its limited resources, so it's very important to use the time most efficiently. Hey, well, it's nice that everyone agrees with our way of thinking over here at Pipeline Games. So we're at stage 2 of development. We are not going to focus too much on dialogues. However, our level design is going to go through the roof, and our artificial intelligence is going to be not too bad. So a level design, we want someone with the best design here, which unfortunately is going to be William, and he's worked already through the roof. So let's bring the artificial intelligence up a little bit. We are going to, on our artificial intelligence, going to get Jimmy Johnson, because that's a bit, I think that's going to be a bit more technical. And our dialogues is going to be, let's get Mark onto this project. Mark, it's not got a lot to do. It's the dialogues are quite small, so our level design through the roof. Oh, and here we go, all the points piling in, and we're building up loads more research points, which is great. Oh, we've got some hype around the game, which is great. So, tutorial. From time to time, your employees will need to recharge their batteries and go on vacation. You can tell that an employee is in need of rest when efficiency steadily decreases. To give them a holiday, just click on them and select Send on Vacation. So we can obviously see, I'm assuming this is Mark's efficiency bar here. Right, we're on our final stage. So William can't work on anything now. Our world design, once again, we are going, potentially Jimmy Johnson? No, we're going to go that with Mark. And we've got to focus quite high on sounds, I believe. Sorry, graphics and sounds. This is all quite an even spread. So sounds is going to be Mark. So Mark's going to work on sounds. Actually, shall we get Nancy to do? There's nothing tech here. So this is all. So we've got Mark. William's out the run for design. So we've got Jimmy Johnson and Mark working on all these levels. That sounds quite good. We'll increase the graphics. There we go. So, and the world design through the roof. That sounds not so much. Right, let's start working away. Because there isn't much dialogue in this. They're planes, so there's a few sounds pottering around. Well, the bugs are now really high, but that's because there's more people working over different areas. And I think we've done really well here. We might hit over 30 on the design, which is really cool. We need one more design. We're going to get that. There we go. And we're going to get one more on the tech. Let's finish that game. 30. I think that's new for each. Fantastic. A new combo. Good management. That's a new bonus for us. So we're going to start leveling up. This will hopefully be a good game, and it'd be we need to start unlocking the marketing so we can maybe bring the more potential of the games that we're developing, which we'll have to do on next week's episode. So we did really well. I'm really happy with how that's gone. Let's release that game and see how we've done. So we got some new research. So research for multiplayer, branching stories, better AI, day and night cycles, and stereo sound. Thank you. That's okay. We will research some of that. At 50, we can. This is really helping on the research points. Now we've got more people, which is great. First reviews for the gaming, the playing game, and how we can do. Well, it's Star Games. 7 is good. I hope for better. We got some good points. Informed gamer can just go jog on 5, so that isn't very good. Quick, quirky but good. So, and 7 nice experiential games. So we've done okay. We still haven't hit anywhere near the boundaries we hit last week, so that wasn't very good. So we're gonna let's get Jimmy Johnson doing some research before we finish this up. So we've got some new topics. UFO. So let's get Jimmy Johnson doing school. Let's get Nancy researching something. Nancy can research multiplayer. There you go, Nancy. Mark, we want to have 25 research points, so we can do another 15 potentially if we've got any more 15. Game tutorials. Let's start researching that. And then William, you can do the new topic. Zombies. There we go. That's what we want. We want to be the first in the zombie genre. Brilliant. Cool. So start that research. So our first week of sales are in, and yeah, we're doing all right. Our game's done not too bad. We sold 22,000 units so far. So we're gaining a few more fans. Once again, we sort of lost money this week, but then we've hired another 2 more people. So that it sort of works out. We need to really hit that game that's going to send our business through the roof. So anyway, industry news. Today, the Nintendo announced the much anticipated successor to the popular TES console. This is the greatest console to ever been built. It comes with the state-of-the-art 16-bit graphics and sound, and it's simply super. This is why we decided to call it the Super TES. Cool. Fans around the world have been waiting for this moment, and it seems that they will not be disappointed. So we might also try and get the license for this and develop a zombie game for that. That would, yeah, there we go. We've already got this in the bag. We need to do a new engine, get a bit more research done, get the Super TES, and we'll do a zombie game on there, and we will be rolling in the money. And on that note, I think we will call it an end to this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, get a listen to some of the other guys' stuff. Until next week, I shall catch you later. Ta-ta!